good morning, everyone. Could you turn on your mic? Okay, so good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to meet you again this time. So let me share our screen first. So can you see the screen I shared? Okay, so today we are going to figure out our history and culture. So last time we figured out our schools of So백san Middle School and also Dr. Catalino Gallego Nava Memorial High School. And above this, so we also introduced ourselves. And this time, as I said before, we are going to share our culture and history of Korea and Philippines. So this is our steps. So we are going to give a presentation. We are going to see the presentation of Korea first, and then Philippines. So we are going to see the presentation 2 times. So first, Madam Kim will give a presentation about Korean culture.
Hello, my name is Karam Kim, and I am going to introduce Korean culture. This is the content. We are going to figure out our Korean traditional clothes, food, houses, and folk games. First, let's talk about Korean traditional clothes. Hanbok is Korean traditional clothes. It has 1,600 years of history. There are 2 types of hanbok depending on the gender. Left one is for male and right one is for female, which has long skirt. These are the clothes the king of Joseon wore. As you can see, a dragon is painted on it. The king wears red clothes, which is on the left side, and the crown prince wears blue clothes. Next, let me introduce Korean food. This is kimchi. Kimchi is one of the most famous Korean food. It tastes salty and spicy. We mix dried red pepper powder and fermented vegetables. As you can see in the picture, people are usually gathered to make kimchi because there need to be so much time and effort to make it. Thanks to many healthy ingredients and fermentation, kimchi is one of the healthiest food in the world. This is bulgogi. Bulgogi is made of pork or beef. Bulgogi is a food that many Korean people love. Last one is japchae. Japchae is noodles with many vegetables. You can see it in every special holiday of Korea. The third is Korean traditional house. There are 2 types of house. First is called giwajip, which is Korean traditional luxurious house for the upper class. This is touched house. The folk mainly live in it. The last is about Korean folk games. First, Gangangsule is a game in which people hold hands and spin in a circle. And Jegichagi is the Korean traditional outdoor game in which players kick the paper jegi into the air and attempt to keep it aloft. This is all for the information I prepared. Before we end up the presentation, here is video clip about our school's field trip to Yongin Traditional Folk Village.
'Cause I'm in the stars tonight. So watch me bring the fire, set the night light. Shoes on, get up in the morning, cup of milk, let's rock and roll. Kink out, kick the drum, rolling on like a rolling stone. Sing song when I'm walking home, jump up to the top of the brown. Ding dong, call me on my phone, nice tea and I'll get my ping pong. This is dead heavy, can't hear the bass, boom, I'm ready. Life is sweet as honey, yeah, this beat chain like money. This storm all alone, I'm into that, I'm good to go, I'm diamond, you know I glow. Hey, so let's go. 'Cause I'm in the stars tonight, so watch me bring the fire, set the night light. Hey, shining through the city with a little funky soul. So I'ma light it up like dynamite. Whoa.
This is all for my presentation. Thank you.
Okay, so now we are going to watch the presentation of Philippines. So please wait for a second. Now you can share your screen. So please click the button of sharing. Are you sharing now our screen now? So,
Is it?
okay, you can see your screen. Excuse me, I'm sorry, but we can hear your voice. Would you put your mic closer to your mic, mouse? Because we can't hear your voice.
hear me now?
Oh, yeah, it's clear. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. Perhaps you've heard an important lesson from the philosopher Maimonides before. The message is that you can do something for someone and it will be of help at the time. But if you don't teach them how to do it themselves, they will forever be dependent. That's one of the most beautiful things about education. Once you share knowledge or obtain knowledge, there is power and capability gained forever. This is Marfeb G. Pelago,
And I am Chanel Dorothy P. Manang,
presenting to you the history of the Philippines. The Philippines comprises an archipelago of 7,107 islands located off of Southeast Asia. The major islands are Luzon in the north, the Visayan Islands in the middle, and Mindanao in the south. The total area is about 300,000 square kilometers. Pre-colonial Philippines. The first known government was called the barangay. It consisted of 30 to 100 families ruled by a leader called Dato, Raha, Gat, or Lakan. The leader of the barangay or Dato had power over the people within his jurisdiction. The Dato exercised both political and religious powers. He was the administrator, lawmaker, judge, religious leader, and supreme commander. During times of war, the position of the Dato was passed on from one family member to another. The Dato had the right to create and implement laws on his community in order to ensure peace and order. The earliest laws were mostly oral, handed down from one generation to another. These were made up of traditions, beliefs, practices, and customs. The Council of Elders, together with the wise people in the entire barangay, ratified the laws made by the Dato. Once approved, the laws were announced to the people of the entire barangay through the Omalahokan or town crier. The colonized Philippines. Spanish period. On Easter Sunday, 31 of March, 1521, at Mazawa, today believed to be Limasawa Island in southern Leyte, Magellan solemnly planted a cross on the summit of a hill overlooking the sea and claimed for the King of Spain possession of the island he had seen, naming them Archipelago of Saint Lazarus. Spanish conquest and colonization of the Philippines. The Philippines is named after King Philip II of Spain. The country became a Spanish colony during the 16th century, and it was under the Spanish rule for 333 years. The Spaniards established a centralized form of government in lieu of the existing independent barangays of the early Filipinos. The King of Spain appointed a governor-general as his representative to the country. The governor-general was given that power. The Roman Catholic faith. The Spaniards used religion as a tool for colonization. The Filipinos were initially taught about the beginnings of Christianity. Many Filipinos were converted to the Catholic faith, except in the Southwest Islands where the people remained Muslims. The invasion and colonization of the Spaniards brought in many cultural changes in the Filipinos' way of life. The Spanish colonization of the Philippines ended after 333 years when Manila was surrendered to the United States on August 14, 1898.
American colonization. American colonization in the Philippines. The Spanish-American War, which started in Cuba, changed the history of the Philippines. On May 1, 1898, the Americans led by U.S. Navy Admiral George Dewey, in participation of Emilio Aguinaldo, attacked the Spanish Navy in Manila Bay. Faced with defeat, the Philippines was ceded to the United States by Spain in 1898 after a payment of 20 million US dollars to Spain in accordance with the Treaty of Paris ending the Spanish-American War. The American occupation of the Philippines lasted for 48 years, despite the many difficulties experienced by the Filipinos during these years. Growth and development were also achieved. The Japanese occupation of the Philippines. On December 8, 1941, the Japanese invades the Philippines hours after bombing Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. On December 10, 1941, Japanese troops invaded the Philippines. They captured Manila on January 2, 1941. By May 6, 1942, all of the Philippines were in Japanese hands. The First Philippine Republic. The Philippines became independent on July 4, 1946. Manuel Rojas was the first president of the newly independent nation. On June 30, 2022, Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr. was sworn in as the 17th President of the Republic of the Philippines in front of the National Museum in Manila. He won the hotly contested May 9, 2022 elections. It's been an honor to be able to present our topic about Philippine history before you all. Thank you and have a good day.
Okay, thank you for your presentation. And we'll move on to the next presentation of part 2. So please wait for a second. Can you see our screen? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So from now on, we are going to give Yang Kim will going to give a presentation about Tokyo, which is our land despite the controversy.
Hello, I am Kim Yang-hee, and second grader at Tan양so백san Middle School. Today, I'm going to introduce Dokdo and tell you why Dokdo is Korean territory. Now, let me introduce Dokdo briefly. This is the location of Dokdo. You can find Dokdo, which is circled on the map. It is located near Ulleungdo Island. Dokdo is divided into East and West Islands, and there are about 89 rocks and reefs around. Also, Dokdo has lots of natural resources, especially 8 tons of methane hydrate, which is called fire ice, are buried in Dokdo. It is natural resources for the future. Also, there are many sea creatures such as sea lion, sea bream, and shrimp. So far, we talked about Dokdo. Now we are going to figure out why Japan tries to take Dokdo and why Dokdo is Korean territory. First, let me tell you why Japan wants to take Dokdo. Firstly, there are various species of creatures in Dokdo such as sea lion, stone sea bream, squid, and codfish. There are many creatures living in Dokdo thanks to warm and cold water flows. Second, it has abundant underground resources such as methane hydrate we have talked about before. Next, I will explain why Dokdo is Korean territory. This is Japan's Shimane Prefecture test number 30, which describes that Dokdo is theirs in 1905. However, it has no international legal effect since it is a legal village, and Dokdo was not an ownerless land as they suggested. Thus, Japan's Shimane Prefecture test number 40 has no effect. Second, 세종신석지리지, which is the government document in the early Joseon dynasty of 16th century, recalls Ulleungdo and Dokdo as two islands belonging to Gangwon-do of Korea. Third, these maps are made in 15th century by King Sejong. In these maps, Ulleungdo and Dokdo are described as Korean territory. With these old materials and a lot of information, we now see that Dokdo belongs to Korea. This is all from my presentation. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you for your presentation. And actually, there is one more thing. We have songs about Dokdo, so we are going to watch it. There is a little bit of advertisement, so sorry for the advertisement.
취향대로 바사삭 물티저 NH 콕뱅
울릉도 동남쪽 백길 따라 200리 외로운 섬 하나 새들의 고향 그 누가 아무리 자기네 땅이라고 우겨도 독도는 우리 땅 경상북도 울릉군 울릉읍 독도리 동경 132 북위 37 평균 기온 12도 강수량은 1300 독도는 우리 땅 오징어, 볼뚜기, 대구명, 대거북이, 연어알, 물새알, 해녀, 대엽실 17만 평방미터 우물 하나 분하고 독도는 우리 땅 지중왕 13년 섬나라 우상국 세종실록 지리지 50쪽의 셋째 줄 하와이는 미국 땅 대만호는 몰라도 독도는 우리 땅
아니라고 억지로 우기면 정말 곤란해. 신라 장군 이사부 지하에서 웃는다. 독도는 우리 땅. 울릉도 동남쪽 백길 따라 200리 외로운 섬 하나 새들의 고향. 그 누가 아무리 자기네 땅이라고 우겨도 독도는 우리 땅.
Okay, thank you for listening our presentation. And from now on, we are going to watch the presentation of Philippines again. So you can share your screen now.
Okay. That's
Good morning, everyone. Our presentation is on Philippine culture. Philippine Festival. The Manggahan Festival. The Manggahan Festival. It is celebrated at Guimaras Island. A month-long celebration to show gratitude and blessings they have for the land. Guimaras is an independent province on the 22nd of May 1992. Guimaras is well known for its agricultural crops, particularly the mangoes, where some 50,000 of these trees are planted. The province is famous for producing one of the sweetest mangoes in the world, thus earning the nickname Mango Capital of the Philippines. Dinagyang Festival. The Dinagyang Festival is a famous and religious cultural festival in Iloilo City, Philippines, held on the fourth Sunday of January. Dinagyang is a Hiligaynon word extrapolate from Dagyang, meaning Mary. It celebrates the feast of the infant Jesus and the pact between the Datus and the Locals. Philippine folk dance. Philippine folk dance mirrors the culture and tradition of the Filipinos. It has also been a source of culture identity of the people. Cariñosa. The cariñosa is a much-loved folk dance in the Philippines and regarded as the national dance by the scholars. The shy behavior of the female dancer is said to represent the mannerism of Philippine women. Tinikling. Tinikling is one of the most popular folk dance in the Philippines. The traditional dance, which usually involves two people beating, tapping, and sliding bamboo poles on the ground. Painting in the Philippines is a reflection of the rich culture and diversity in the nation. The history of painting can be tracked back to the prehistoric times, when paintings were made on the walls of the cave. Painted by Fernando Armostolo, one of the famous painters in the Philippines. Tradition. The Philippines prides itself of custom and traditions that can be classified as something that is truly Filipino. Bayanihan. Bayanihan is an act of volunteerism and nowadays used to refer to an act of humanity or teamwork. Pagmamano. Pagmamano is a Philippine gesture often done by young people to elders as a sign of respect. This is done by gently striking the elder's right hand to the young's forehead. This is our presentation. May we all benefit from this exchange. Thank you and good morning once again.
Okay, it's my honor to share our history with Philippines. And this is all for our lesson today. So I hope we can meet next time. Okay, thank you. Bye.
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 Bye.